So I'm just about to prick out my early tomatoes, but I thought I'd do a quick seedling update before I get going. And I got a lot going on in here. Not everything is always in here. I've brought a few things in from the house, just so you can see sort of like the totality of all the seedlings that I've got growing at the moment. And we'll go through them. So up at the top here, we've got my summer leeks, and I'll start my autumn leeks soon. Probably in early March, and then I'll do my winter leeks a bit later on. And then I've got a lot of onion germination trials, and so there's a lot of variable results. So the North Holland Blood Red, for example, here haven't done very well, but the Lilia have done really nicely. The Red Barons have done okay, but the Sturen have done really badly. One batch of Zabun has done really nicely, but the other batch has done really badly. So all these seedling trials kind of informed my main crop sowings of onions, which I did a few days ago, and so they haven't germinated yet, so there's nothing to show there. I've done a few shallots, mainly because my granddaughter just looked at them and said, oh, like little onions for little people, can I sow some? So she did those, and we probably won't plant all of those shallots, because I really prefer to do my shallots from seed. So I've got my Zabun trials there, and I've got loads of those in seed trays in the house germinating right now. Then down the end there, I've just got, just a few trays of overwintered veggies that's still not being sort of finished and composted, but I think those are spinach, and I've got a few more spinach there, but I've got loads of spinach on the allotment now, so I probably won't need these, so I'll probably start composting those. Then in the hanging baskets, I've got my lettuce, and these are just like my super early lettuces. And I've got quite a few different varieties, but these are the hanging baskets that the tomatoes are going to go into. So tomatoes generally go into those about mid-April, and so obviously I'll be harvesting those lettuces before then. Then I've got my early strawberries. These are coming on really nicely. These are the ones I broke dormancy on back in January, and so they're all fruiting now. Well, hopefully they're setting fruit. I've been tickling them with my little paintbrush every day or so when I remember, because there's obviously no bees or any other pollinating insects in here at the moment. So that's kind of what I'm doing, just go around like that, just give them a little tickle. And hopefully we should have strawberries, eating strawberries, sometimes towards the end of March. And I've got my next succession of strawberries, which are in these, and they should be ready sometime in April. And then I've got the ones in the polytunnel, they should be ready in May. So that's the sort of strawberry production line. I do like my production lines. And then what else have we got up here? I've got a few herbs up there, and strawberry runners up there, and a few peas. But really most of the action is down here. So I've got my third succession of spinach, which is coming on nicely. I'll be planting that probably towards the end of next week. I've got my second succession of Asian greens. I've got a mix of tatsoi and red stem pak choi there, and again that should probably be ready towards the end of next week. First succession of broad beans, because I lost all my overwintered broad beans to the very cold weather that we had, but yeah, got those all growing along nicely, so I'll be planting those towards the end of next week. And then I've got my early beetroots, they're coming on really well. And I put those in root trainers because I wanted to be able to sort of keep these going for quite a while, because I don't have space for them in the polytunnel right now. But again, by the end of next week, I probably will have, so I'll get those planted. And then I've got first succession of early kales. I've got Red Russian, Cadet, Red Boar, and Scarlet. And then I've got my next successions of cauliflowers and calabrese, and I've got loads of successions of those on the go. And then got my early celeries, early parsleys, and spearmint. I think, are they spearmint or are they peppermints? Peppermints for teas. First succession of the baby Savoy cabbages. So these are really nice because they give you a Savoy cabbage really early in the year. We really like Savoy cabbage. So hopefully we'll be harvesting those in May. About the time that a lot of my spring cabbages, sort of first succession of spring cabbages, coming to the end, and I have another succession of spring cabbages, but you know, it keeps on going like that. And then second succession of salad rocket. Got my first succession there, and that's looking really nice. All the overwintered stuff has gone to seed now, so yeah, it'd be nice to be eating that again about next week. And then next succession of the cabbages for June, so these same Savoy cabbages for June. First succession of the cucumbers, these are party time. Oh, the Savoy cabbages are called Preludium. Yeah, party time, really nice cucumber, baby little cucumbers. They're going to start in the conservatory, obviously too cold for cucumbers in here at the moment. But they'll come in here about April time, and some of them I think are going to go in these big troughs I've currently got radish in, and they're going to grow along the underside of the shelf, sort of hang down. I think that's going to look really nice, so I'm going to give that a go. And then some will just sort of grow in the corners here, sort of up into the canopy there. Then we've got radish, which almost ready. So yeah, I've got radish in the ground as well, but I just thought it'd be nice to try some radish in these troughs underneath the grow light, just for, I think they've only been in there like 7 or 8 days or something, and they're already starting to bulk up nicely. And then first succession of tomatoes, so these are coming on quite nicely, just about to prick those out. And as I said, the hanging basket varieties, of which I've got 2. I've got Tumbling Tom Yellow and Red Profusion. They're going to go in these big hanging baskets, and maybe a couple of containers down here. And then I've got some Honeycomb and Sun Gold, which are my favourite cherry tomatoes, cordon cherry tomatoes. And one of those is going to go in that corner, one of those is going to go in that corner. That's where the peas are now. These peas actually just in flower now, looking really nice. There's loads of flowers on them. And yeah, so I'm hopeful I'll have peas pretty soon. And yeah, but they can go out in April, so they can go outside in April, and that's when obviously the cucumbers will go in here. So it just gives me, you know, as I always work this production line, you know, things in here move outside, new things move in, they stay in here for a while, then they move outside or get composted. It's always moving in here. What's also interesting, I think, well, interesting, is not necessarily that interesting, is that the Honeycomb and the Sun Gold are also going to be my main crop tomatoes. So I'm going to try this year just taking the suckers off those plants in May, early May, and potting those on and using those as my main crop tomato plants. I might do a few from seed just in case that doesn't go to plan, but that means a lot less seeds and bigger, stronger plants, and I'm very much in control of the timing, you know, because you can take those suckers, you can pot them up rather, and they're growing really quickly and really strongly, a lot faster than growing them from seed. So that's quite interesting. And then what else have I got? I've got my aubergines, first succession of aubergines, and then I've got my next batch of peppers. So I've already got 15 peppers, I think, 15 peppers, which are the ones that are going to go in here and in the first of my locals for my early crop of peppers. And then for my main crop of peppers, which I plant out in sort of late May, those are the ones that have just germinated, and I'll be pricking those out next week. That's my preferred timing. I find if I do them any earlier than that, so I can't remember exactly when I started those, let me just have a quick look. yeah, 4th of February. If I do them any earlier than 4th of February, they're just too big. I like to plant my peppers out when they're sort of this sort of size. Nice, compact, stocky, strong little plants. And they romp away as soon as conditions are right. And so planting them that little bit later, a little bit smaller, they're just such healthy, robust plants. As I say, they just rocket away. And I get a really nice big harvest of peppers all the way through the year, because I've got my early ones in here, which we start harvesting in June, probably early July. And then the first batch, the second batch of these that I've got here, these are going to my low tunnels. They'll be ready in July, and then that next batch will be ready in August, and then they'll crop all the way through August, September and into October. So yeah, that's the peppers, and I've got 2 trays of lettuce. They're just hardening off in here, and then they'll get planted out again next week. And yeah, then I've got some parsley. I've got some first succession of carrots. Although strictly speaking, I suppose you could say my first succession of carrots I started late October. They're in the polytunnel. They're growing a bit, they're a few weeks ahead of these. These are a germination test, and they've germinated really nicely. So I'm going to start doing my containers of carrots for eating in early summer pretty soon, and I'll switch over to carrots in the ground. So I don't really like to have too many carrots in containers. I really prefer to grow them in the ground. I think the taste is much better, and they're just so much easier to grow in the ground. But for early ones, it's just so much easier to start them in containers. And yeah, then I've got my potatoes. So I've got 3 different varieties of potatoes on the go here to come in succession. So I've got Swift at that end, which are growing really strongly. They're the fastest to grow. So they're the ones we're going to be eating in sort of late April, early May. And then these Vita Noir, these are purple potatoes, really beautiful waxy potato. They're going to be ready just as a Swift finish, so towards the end of May. And then in early June, the Charlottes, which are only just breaking surface, that are covered at the moment by that spinach and those peppers, they'll be ready in early June. And then my next batch of peppers is in the conservatory at the moment on the windowsill, and they're just starting to show the first sign of roots in the little pots. So for the first 2 batches of peppers, I start them in these 11 centimetre pots, same as these, and just pot them on into their final containers when they're about 10 days after they've broken surface or thereabouts. And then thereafter, I just put my potatoes straight into the containers like everybody else does. And then a bit later on, I put my potatoes into the ground. So that gives us, again, a nice continuous harvest of potatoes all year round. And that is it. So what I did want to say, though, is there's a lot going on. And there's a lot to keep track of. So I do have a weekly newsletter. You can find it at steverichards.substack.com. And that goes through everything in a much more manageable weekly tempo. So what am I sowing? What am I pricking out? What am I potting on? What am I planting? What am I harvesting? Actually, I'm tracking now first flowers to harvest as well. So for example, with these peas that have just started flowering, and these strawberries that have just started flowering, how long does it take from flowering to harvesting for these early successions? Everybody knows, it's well documented for main crop sowings, but there's not very good documentation for early fruits and veggies. So got tracking that. Also say what I'm harvesting, with loads of other information sort of sprinkled in. So loads of information from my ebook sort of delivered as and when it's needed. So at the moment, all the sort of relevant content from my ebook, which is a pretty big ebook, that information is being surfaced about planning, because that's what everybody's doing at the moment, is planning and sowing. And so that's the sort of information that I'm providing. And then later on, it'll be about fertilising and watering and things like that. And later on, it'll be about harvesting and whatever. and storing and stuff. So try and surface information that you need when you need it, as well as all information on pests and diseases and all of that sort of thing, as well as links to all my growing guides that are relevant for that time of year or that month. And sort of a preview of what I'm going to be doing next month and all of that. So with that, my name's Steve, and I'll see you soon.